So the cause that someone is volunteering for, that's going to resonate with them on some level. And how that resonates with them depends on how you talk about the role, what they think about the image of your agency, and how easy or difficult it is to go through the process of volunteering. Every interaction can be positive or negative. It doesn't mean that you have to be perfect little Miss Mary Sunshine all the time. We're human, we have moods and things, but we want to cultivate a sense that we're all in this together. And that gets into not just what the barriers are, but that trust is really the currency of any kind of volunteering or connecting with an agency. So the most common barriers to volunteering, and you might be familiar with a lot of these, but the number one is, of course, financial. I can't spend my free time doing something that doesn't make me money. I have to work, gig economy, 2 or 3 jobs, inflation, the cost of everything is going up. More and more people are unemployed, so they have free time, but they may be utilizing that time to try to find other work. So really the financial barrier is probably the biggest thing that prevents most people from volunteering, or at least volunteering in a very recurring role that might have a bigger time commitment than something that's through an app or is just a drop-in episodic thing. And these roadblocks or barriers to volunteering can occur at different times in different people's lives. So language is another one. If you're only advertising in English to English speakers, but you want Chinese, Mandarin, Cantonese, or Spanish speakers, or Russian speakers, or Vietnamese speakers, that's not going to work just from a pure marketing perspective to only speak in English to an English speaking audience. Also, access. Again, how easy is it to find out about your volunteer opportunities? Are they on the website? Are they on the front page of the website? Is there a nice big button or menu choice that says volunteer and it's an easy drop down, easy to find? And also access to physically trying to get somewhere, the cost of transportation, the cost of parking, the cost of having a car or taking a bus or taking public transit, as well as if someone has physical disabilities or is neurodivergent or low vision or deaf or blind, are there opportunities for them or are they left out? Is it accessible to get into the building? You may not be able to solve the architecture of an old building here in San Francisco or wherever you are in Massachusetts, old brick buildings. But what you can do is recognize these barriers and who is getting filtered through these barriers. Identify specifically for the roles that you want more volunteers for, or you want more steady volunteers or better retention. What is getting in the way of that? It could be trust. Typically, one of the best recruitment tools or methods of all time is still word of mouth. Someone having an excellent, meaningful experience that really resonates in their heart, and they're going to tell friends and family about it or bring people in. But if there's no trust, or if trust has been broken, especially in the early years of the start of the COVID pandemic, a lot of organizations just shut down with little or no communication to volunteers, and a lot of that trust still hasn't been rebuilt in certain areas. So there's a lot of factors going into barriers to volunteering, and we're going to talk specifically about an approach to not just understand, but hopefully get rid of as many of these barriers as possible, or at least reduce the barrier as far as someone hoping to join your organization, but maybe getting frustrated at a lack of communication or a lack of clarity, or they feel bait and switched, or what they signed up for isn't what is happening, and keeping that clear.